Okay, we're in Photoshop today and we're going to take this photo that I took with the built-in camera and place it inside of this TV picture. So the first thing you need to do is select on your image and notice that it's a background image. So we have to unlock that image so that we can select it and drag it onto this layer. Notice now it's on this layer over here and I'm just going to move it below. So we don't need this image anymore, so let's go ahead and get rid of it. So now we're on this image and the background layer is locked behind that, but we want that to be in front of this image. So once again, we have to unlock that layer and I'm going to drag it on top of the other image. So what we're going to do is use a mask. So I'm going to come over here to my tools and choose the rectangle tool and select the inside of the screen of the TV screen. But what I don't want to mask this. I actually want to select, come up here and go to select the inverse. So select everything, and what I want to do is mask this area in here and leave all the rest of this the way it is. So with that layer selected, I come down here and choose mask. And you can see immediately it puts a black rectangle on top of the TV screen, and showing through in the background is this layer. So what I can do now is come up here to this layer, and if I need to click on it, I need to resize it so I can get it more in the position that I want it in. Maybe I'll put that back on so I can see. Select. And so now I'm going to resize this image to make sure that I get the position that I want. Once you have the position where you want it, you may want to do some fun things to this image so it looks a little bit more horror looking. So for example, I'm going to do an image adjustment. Now remember, an image adjustment changes the pixels of the image, so use it carefully. I'm going to go ahead and make this image black and white. Looks awesome. So now it gives kind of that old horror look to it. And to make it look more TV, old school TV, I'm going to come in here and apply a filter. Maybe add a noise filter. Come in here, you have all these options. Do you want it grainier? Do you want it monochromatic? So I kind of like this. It kind of gives it that old school horror looking feature. There's other filters you could apply. You could come in here and add some more distortion. I was thinking it might be kind of cool to come in here and give it a little bit of a blur, just so it looks like I'm in there moving. You can change the blur a little bit, how much of a blur you want, like I'm in there going, help, get me out. So remember, all those filters are changing the actual pixels of this image. If you wanted to preserve that, you would want to add an adjustment layer instead. Now, just for some fun, we could come over to the text, and I've already done this once, so I chose red color. You could come here and click and type like it's a recording. Confirm my selection there. If you wanted that to stand out a little bit more, you could take your text, which is below your TV screen but above your image, and maybe even add like a drop shadow so you can see it a little bit better. Decide how much drop shadow you want. And there you have it. So now it looks like I'm stuck inside the TV screen. The computer is recording me that I'm in there. Now my image is done. At this point right now, you're going to want to save your image in PSD format so you can come back and manipulate each of these layers later on. And then, oh, I already had one copy of that called, so now I'll do a save as. Make sure you change the file format to JPEG. whatever. So let's call this TV Horrors and save that. And now you'll have a flattened version of your image. So if you want to come over here and hide Photoshop, here is your completed image, TV Horrors. It's a flattened JPEG, and it's just a fun little photo where you took an image, masked it out, and placed your own image in the background.